Hello, epic viewers! From our multiverse, prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another ripping Captain Stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What item will I be unboxing? What item will I be opening? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to list the box. What item is encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, tangible, nifty box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify the answer to that inquiry right here, right now, so bear with me. It will only take me billions of picoseconds to extract the item from the box and subsequently flaunt it from the camera for you to feast your glorious eyes on. Here we go, the unboxing process is about to commence. The unboxing process is officially underway. What item have I extracted? What item have I prompted? What item have I drawn forth? Let's find out. The box is not devoid of its contents. The box can be relegated to the trash. The box can be consigned to the trash. We have an action figure engulfed in a plastic bag. Will I purge this figurine? Will I pitch it? No, I will not. What's his moniker, you may ask? Well, let me demystify the answer to that inquiry right here, right now. He's the illustrious gym leader of Peter City. He's a renowned, revered, meritorious gym leader known by the moniker of Brock. He's a support character in the original Pokemon anime. Who does he support, you may ask? He supports Ash. He's a comic relief character. Or I should say, he provides comic relief. So here he is. He's a hunk of plastic. Off the get-go, I would estimate that he has roughly 9 points of articulation. Let's verify that. His ability to ascend and descend his arms. He lacks finger joint articulation. He lacks articulation in his elbow joints. That's unfortunate. But at least he can ascend and descend his arms at your own discretion. I would have preferred if his forearms could swivel, and I would have preferred if he had finger joint articulation. I would have preferred if he could rotate his biceps, but that's not the case here. Moving on, he has a autonomy to rotate his head. It can be rotated right or left, 360 degrees. Every time you rotate his joints, you compromise the integrity of his appendages, so just be wary of that. Abstain from placing him in many dynamic poses, because if you do so, it may culminate in his joints becoming loose, which is never good. So, it's 3 points of articulation right there. He has the ability to rotate his waist. He has a waist swivel. He lacks a diaphragm joint. He cannot perform an ab crunch. He lacks an ankle pivot. That's unfortunate. He has a joint in his right knee and a joint in his left knee, so he seems to have roughly 8 points of articulation, if you would constitute the waist swivel as a point of articulation. The legs cannot move inwards nor outwards. The pelvis is intact. Everything appears to be intact. This Pokeball cannot be removed. He's confined to leveraging this Pokeball for eternity. This high five pose is unusual. I would have preferred if his pre-posed hand was fisted rather than open. You have a big gaping hole. You have a large aperture between his index finger and his thumb, as you can unequivocally see. My finger could penetrate through his fingers. At least through his thumb and index finger, or at least through the hole between his thumb and his index finger, which would look like this. Maybe that's not a hole. Maybe it's just an opening. Whatever. Let's move on. He has 2 peg holes embedded in the bottom of his feet, so he can be mounted to a stand. Unfortunately, he has some scuffs. He has minor scratches that mar his appearance. He's missing some paint in his hair. Must have chipped, or may have became disintegrated over the course of time. He's over a decade old. He's roughly 2 decades old, so it's expected that he's depreciating. I relish action figures. Am I an avid, devout Pokemon fan? No. I love the original 150 Pokemon. I also love the Pokemon from the Johto League. I highly admire Brock. He's a stupendous gym leader. He's a cerebral character in the series. He's spunky. He's audacious. He's perspicacious. He's sagacious. He seems to know nearly everything. I guess he's going to med school. I'm not 100% sure what he's doing in the anime theories, but unfortunately he no longer is part of Ash's entourage, so because this figurine has nostalgic value, I decided to repurchase it. I lost it in the past because I couldn't afford to sustain a storage unit amid going to school full time, so I couldn't afford to retain my action figure collection. As a result of not being able to afford to finance a storage unit in the long haul amid being a full-time student. If your time is earmarked towards pursuing non-revenue generating activities, then you're not going to be able to afford a storage unit that requires monthly payments to sustain the lease on. So it is what it is. And since I couldn't sustain the lease for a storage unit in the long haul, I was prompted to immediately sell my action figure collection, culminating in a significant, unbearable, disgraceful net loss on my behalf. But those are the ramifications pertaining to not being able to finance a mortgage for a 1-bedroom condo nor a storage unit. But I'll be done with school in the near future, so at least I'll be able to work full time by 2018, which is ideal. Earning a terminal degree is arduous and cumbersome, but once you earn it, then you can hopefully procure a job that allows you to earn enough wealth to be able to afford to finance a mortgage for a 1-bedroom condo. So I would love to house my action figures in my own 1-bedroom condo one day, but there's no guarantee that anything will be brought to fruition. The future is an enigma. future is precarious, the future is obscure, the future is unforeseeable, the future is unknown. So here's the figurine once again. I love his aesthetics, I love his sculpt, I love his deco, I love his shadings, I love his hues, I love his textures. I pretty much love everything about him. My only gripes appertaining to this figurine are that he lacks finger joint articulation. He stands roughly 5 inches tall instead of 6 inches tall, so he doesn't coincide eminently well with a 6-inch Marvel Legends action figure collection. Furthermore, his Pokeball accessory cannot be removed, and he has some minor scuffs and scratches. He doesn't seem to have any major dings or dents, but I don't appreciate anything that mars his aesthetics nor his appearance, so it is what it is. Other than that, he's in excellent condition. Is he unscathed? Is he in pristine condition? Is he in mint condition? No, but he seems to be in excellent condition, irrespective of his age. He looks akin to a new Brock, so excellent figurine. He has sturdy joints. I love his paint applications, I love his hues, I love his deco, I love his sculpt. I just would have preferred if he had more points of articulation. I would have preferred if he was an inch taller, and I would have preferred if his Pokeball was removable. That's pretty much it. I can't really complain, so in the form of a quantitative score, I'd rate this figurine to be I guess a 7 out of 10. If you can procure him for $8. He's not bad. I hope that you deemed this video to be insightful and stupendous. I hope that you found this video to be enthralling. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.